Hello lovely people, thanks for tuning in back to the channel. Today I have got a video for you where we learn to distribute Niagara particles uniformly on metahumans, on the whole body and on part of the body as well. Given people are suffering because of so much favoritism going on these days, it's good to have a bit more unbiased distribution in your life, right? I mean, if we can't have it in real life, let us have it in our 3D scenes. At least something can be in our control, right? So anyway, I have this normal scene set up in Unreal Engine 5.6. I have just used a basic new level and I have added a metahuman to it. I have changed nothing else. What I've got to do now is show you the setup for the previous particle system, and after that we can modify it to make its distribution uniform. So we go into the FX folder, search for the Niagara system, we go to select a fountain, not the lightweight fountain, select that and call it the Niagara system metahuman, right? Open that up. Here I have my background black because that is how I like it, but if let's say you are seeing something in there and not able to visualize a particle, you can go to preview scene settings and here you can uncheck show environment, and the environment color, it's generally gray like that. I have put it down to 0, just makes it easier to work with. So let's get started. What we want is just to spawn it once on our body and then we can do different stuff. But for now, we don't want gravity, we don't want drag, we don't want velocity in cone. That's not at all necessary. So now we have particles spawning in a sphere. However, I want the particles to be a lot more, so I go to spawn rate and increase it a lot. Now the problem with this is that you are still running on CPU, which might tax it a lot. So enable local space, enable determinism, enable GPU compute, same, and put it to fixed. That should take care of it all. Particles are too big now. We want to be able to see them. So I do 0.3 as particle size. Perfecto. Now, earlier what we used to do is go here and search for skeletal mesh and add a skeletal mesh location, and it says no mesh assigned. So what I would do is change the source code to only be default mesh, in which case I just have to assign here and don't have to worry about anything else. But you can check the other ways depending on what you need. I will search for my metahuman MH1. We have 3 different skeletal meshes. We have the face, body and the outfit. I will try with the face because that's the easiest to visualize. As you can see, this is currently set to sampling on bones. Okay. Now the problem with bones is they are not uniform. So what we can do is go here into mesh sampling type. From once we change to triangles. That gives us all the triangles. But now the problem begins. As you can see, the eyes are hideous. How do we change that? How do we change this monstrosity to something more uniformly distributed? Well, one thing you can try, which I have seen a lot in Reddit posts and Unreal Engine forums, is that you have to modify something in the mesh. So you can just look for the mesh from here, double click to open it up, and from here in the asset details you can search for sampling. You can see support uniformly distributed sampling. So if you enable that, it should technically solve the problem. That's what they say. I'll show you. But right now it's disabled. So how do you enable it? Well, you need CPU access to this whole mesh to be able to enable this. So what you do is first you search for CPU, you allow CPU access, and now if you search for sampling, you should have this. If you enable that, hopefully it should take care of the problem. Wrong, it doesn't solve shit. However, we have one more way. Search for sampling again. Disable that, we don't need that. In sampling regions, add a region because now we can tell it a region from where it needs to sample. In here, don't worry about all the stuff. Just name the region and then material or bones. Don't want bones, we want it all over the surface, so we want materials. If you need bones, go for bones. I am not the one to tell you what is right for you. And here in the material name, you can select something. I go for the head shader, right? Save that, go back, no change, because we need to tell it to sample from the regions. How do we do that? We do it by enabling the sampling region. So we add one region, uniform, nice. We are still doing the same thing. That's because we are still sampling from all triangles. We need to sample from region. We do that. Much better. You can see those circular eyes have gone. Now we have flat eyes. Is that you, Robocop? Do you think we can improve it? Yes, we can. The eyes and the lips. Go back here and in your sampling region, support uniform distributed sampling. Enable it here, save it, go back, and your eyes are uniform. Your lips are also uniform. This is because it goes until inside, that's alright, but you have basically uniform distribution of particles all over. This is it. Now, let's say you want to do it for the rest of the body, so I'll just copy paste it, there, change them, mesh to something else. For example, let's say the outfit. So interestingly, you remember how you had to give access to the CPU in the mesh manually by searching? If you hit click here on fix now, that should be taken care of. So if I do fix now here, and if I go to the mesh, and if I search for CPU, yep, it has access. So do you remember what to do? Go to sampling, no need of that, it's useless, we need to add a region, call it uniform, I mean you can call it whatever you want, support uniform distribution sampling, that's what we need, material filters, and we have two, so we go for the shirt and we add one more material filter, and here we add the shorts. If we save that, and if we go back, and hello, if it doesn't show up, don't freak out, just do all triangles and then we'll do sampling regions. That takes care of it. Right, pro tip, if you see that this has less particles than this, that's because those 5000 particles are spread over a larger region here. You just go to spawn rate for the face and reduce it. Do something like 1500 and that should give you a better distribution. Happy? Well, since I'm on it, I can show you the last bit as well. And if I come here and here, search for image01 body mesh, fix now, go to body mesh, open that up, save that for now. Let's see sampling, add a new sampling, call it uniform, add a material filter, select body shader, and support uniformly distributed sampling. Come back and go for all triangles and sampling regions. Yep, that's a uniformly sampled metahuman, right? Now we can do something interesting with it. So if you open your Metahuman blueprint, and add a Niagara particle system component, and select the system we created, you can see that the particles uniformly sampled all across the body. And then you can get creative with it. So for example, I want to add curl noise force to it, and I want to make it stronger. For the frequency, 50 is good. And I want the random seed to be a random range int. from 0 to 11 on every frame. Right. I can now go to gravity force and activate it, and rather than making it go down, I can make it very slightly go up, and then a bit of drag so that it looks good, and then you can do the same for the others. Yep, uniform sampling of Niagara particles on a metahuman. That's what we wanted. So yeah, that's it. Obviously, you can adjust regions yourself, make it bone based, I don't know, whatever. But there you go. It is yours to play around as you like. However, we can go a step further. You can follow the same principle for Niagara fluids. That is what I'm going to show you next. So now I go to plugins and then go to Niagara fluids. Enable that. Yes, reset now. It's going to say we had all of them open yet. Please open them for us. We would be so happy if they're open. So okay, now let's get rid of this Niagara system. We don't want that for now. In here, we come back, we go to FX, we look for a Niagara system, and this time we have Niagara fluids. And we want to start with a very simple 3D gas simple particle source. That's what we want. So we create that. NS fire. Let's open that up. Okay, this needs a bit of work. Now, let's remove velocity from here. Curl noise force. Perfect. So if you remove the curl noise force, it goes up. What I would do is I would check local space, determinism, well, not determinism actually. So we have temperature and density. Now if I reduce density to 1, then it's just fire. Right, we don't have the smoke anymore. And if we reduce the temperature, then the fire is also a bit less. Okay, yeah, that's the fire we want to work with. We want the fire to be in the center. I think it's in the user parameters. Yeah, just change the source offset and you should get the correct position. Compile that. Now we want to spawn it on a skeletal mesh. Where? I want to do it on the default mesh, and I want to only do it on the hand. So if I just select the body mesh, aha, that is too much. Firstly, it should not be on bones unless you specifically want it. So we go for triangles. Now you have a fully burning body. That's not what we want, unless you're going for the Ghost Rider. What we want is to go to the mesh and search for sampling in asset details. We had one region already. We add one more region. And we call it hand. So original. Here we don't want material filters. Here we want bone filters, as materials won't give us distinction to stop after the wrist. So for bone name, if you look at here, That's the left hand's bone, and it goes to all the children. So we want hand R, which is all the way down. Support uniformly distributed sampling, don't forget that. Save that, come back to the fire, tell it that we have a sampling region, that is hand, and don't fear, we want to do it in sampling regions, in triangles. That gives us the fire only on hand. Save that, and then you can go here within the Metahuman blueprint and get ready to be amazed. Add a Niagara particle system and search for NS fire. And we have fire on his right hand. There you go. And that's it for you to get beautiful particle effects including Niagara fluids on your Metahuman. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more such tips, tricks and fixes. Thanks for watching and have a great day.